Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole, and I am here with um, another message. And this message is something that God has been speaking to me. It is something that He wanted me to speak about on here as well. I just want to give you a quick disclaimer that I am out and about. So my background might get a little loud, but it's something that I had to do. He pressed upon me while I was out that I needed to get it out. So it might be a little loud in the background, but you shouldn't have an issue with hearing me. And if you do, you could just turn on your closed caption, but I am going to try as much as possible to reduce the noise in the background before I upload it. But anyway, so this is something that He's been speaking to me. He's been speaking to the people around me about, and I know that if He's speaking to me about it that much, even wanting me to put it out, it is something that is very important, and it is something that He needs His people to hear and to know. And so the topic of this is leave the world behind, and those are the actual words that He's been speaking, to leave the world behind. Now, initially when He began saying this, I understood it in a totally different way. I did not know what He meant by it, so it took me some time to get the revelation or the understanding on exactly what He was saying, but I eventually got it, and it was of course helpful, and I just pray that it is just as helpful to you as well. So this message, it goes with Colossians chapter 3, and I'm going to read those scriptures that goes with it, and I am going to read it in the NIV version, starting at verse 1. Since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things, for you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with Him in glory. Put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature: sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires, and greed, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of God is coming. You used to walk in these ways in the life you once lived, but now you must also rid yourselves of all such things as these: anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its creator. And I'm going to stop right there. So what he is saying is pretty self-explanatory. He's letting us know that once we decide to give our heart to Him and come and pick up our cross and come into the kingdom wholeheartedly, we're to leave all these things of the world behind. Selfish desires, idolatry, mainly idolatry. That is something, and I say mainly because that is something that many of us struggle with, and I will say us, because there are different forms of idolatry, and the more knowledge you get, or the more knowledge you receive and you get, you'll begin to understand things that you've been, old ways or habits, ways that you've been operating. Some of those things are idolatry. And, we tend to have a different definition of idolatry, but idolatry is a little more broader than we think it is. And so, so He wants us to leave those things behind, leave the world behind, because those things tend to interfere with our purpose and our walk. just in this journey as well, on this journey as well, like those things will, those things could cause you to stumble. They're open doors, and those are different things that Satan and his minions can use to enter into our lives and to prevent us from carrying out our purpose, or fulfilling the purpose or whatever tasks and instructions that God is giving us. So he wants us to understand that we are to become a new creature, and we become this new creature by the knowledge and the word of God. The more word we meditate on and we receive, we digest, the better, the more easier and natural we'll begin to live as that new version of ourselves versus that old self with those old habits, those old mindsets, living in, with the different fears or things, areas of disobedience that we tend to live in and not realize that that's what we're doing. But yeah, so he's been speaking to me about this, quite a bit lately, and I know if he's speaking it to me that much, it is very important to him that I heed to whatever it is that heed to his his instruction, leave the world behind. So yeah, anger, rage, those are things, or I'll say anger, those are things that many of us may deal with, and it's considered a shortcoming for some of us. But he wants, the more word we begin to digest the scriptures that teaches us how to handle certain situations, to like turn the other cheek, and to just be in humility, the more we would begin to leave these things behind. Because the truth be told, these things are usually what's causing different delays in our lives. They're causing missed opportunities. There's just different things that makes us unhappy, and we look to God and we're wondering what's going on. Why isn't this happening and why isn't that happening? When in reality, it is something that we're not doing that we should have done. And one of the things is to leave the world behind. So he wanted me to come forth with this message and to talk to his people about it, and for you to begin to just pay attention to the things that you're doing, the ways that you think, the ways that you react, when you're talking, how you're talking, pay attention to those different things. And again, read, digest the word, as much word as you can, and don't just read it, but meditate on it. Get it in your spirit. Like, really, when I say digest, I don't mean just eat it. I mean digest it, meditate on it, get it in your spirit to the point where you're able to speak those words. When you get into certain situations, you're able to speak those words to yourself to help you to overcome whatever issues or whatever fleshly desires or whatever idolatry you might be it may be hard for you to overcome. I hope I said that right. But anyway, so I pray that this message helped someone.